Yeah. Oh.
Now we is.
She bilingual.
And if you don't know, y'all, we want to welcome y'all to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana.
And I am the one and only Mr. Edmund.
And this program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, a.k.a. See That?
See That?
And we would like to thank y'all for tuning in, helping us to redefine what's cool, because smart is
the new gangster.
Baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know.
No. It's a lot good, man. I often say, "What's good?"
Yes.
It's it, man.
It's like
good
Usher's song. We all good.
It's all, man. I'm telling you, all to the good, all to the good.
Good.
But you know, protocol. What's good, y'all?
The work.
It's
the
weird.
work. The work.
We hump
day.
The work. It is. It's hump day for real.
I think I go back to work today.
Okay.
You go back to work?
Yeah, I've been on the extended vacation. If not today, tomorrow.
Yeah, you've been taking time off, man.
Yeah,
that's right.
Well deserved. I should have took it all.
You got PTO, man.
But they say don't leave it on the table.
Take your PTO.
Big shouts out to all the colleagues that got the good advice. Don't leave your time on the table.
No.
Yeah.
Take your time. What?
Take your time.
I got one colleague that was like, I told her I had time. She was like, what?
What you doing with time?
She said, what?
In December. How you still got time?
Take your time.
Take that time.
Your days. What are you doing?
I'm with your colleague.
You know what? Because
and then it was the wake up call. I always get it. You know, I always hear it.
Oh yeah. No,
I just
gotta take them days.
Took heed.
You do not get. Listen.
Because sometimes you can't even the rollover time. Sometimes it don't roll over.
Or they only roll over some of it, but not all of it.
Yeah.
And so you get a little rollover. But you leave a lot on the table.
You leave a lot on the table.
Yeah.
And the reality is, it's all good. Take that.
Yeah.
Please take that time. Let me tell you, because
allegedly.
I'm learning in court.
Allegedly.
Is it? We kind of talked to everybody got cases.
Yeah.
So we have to be aware that it is there is. We talked about COINTELPRO here, the program so a lot of this is self-inflicted wounds. A lot of it is systematic, and then a lot of it is just downright kind of stupidity.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's a combination of all of the above, man. And I was listening on Monday when y'all talked about just the time and the time period. It was a different time period.
It was totally different.
And
now is now.
And now is now. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And I mean, this is not just like 90s. It goes like all the way back. Like if you go back to, what was that movie? 9 to 5 with Dolly Parton?
Yeah.
Like
it was bananas.
The whole point of that movie was to show what women was dealing with.
Yeah.
From their bosses and from their supervisors.
On the 9 to 5.
That was on the 9 to 5.
Yeah. Boss kind of flirting and hitting on him.
He was just over the top. But like patting them and rubbing them and demanding them, all kind of stuff. Like that was a part of their job.
Wow.
To put up with that kind of stuff.
Right. Until you
That's why.
And they made that movie.
That's why men didn't want their women in the workplace.
Ooh.
Slide back.
Yes.
Slide back
there you go.
Take one step back.
Yeah,
I don't want that man. I don't want that man rubbing on your shoulder.
Come on, man.
Because he your boss.
Right. Ooh, it ain't saying that that's your place. Home ain't your place. It's your base.
Yeah. So do you think
it ain't your place? It's the base.
It's your base.
So listen, do you think that's still a thing now that like men don't want their women in the workplace because
most definitely because women come back and tell they spouse or significant other what's going on, like some of them,
Yeah.
And they know what's up.
I mean, the ideal scene for me is to not have my wife work, but we got realities where you need two incomes. But if I could have my way, like she wouldn't have to work. You know what I'm saying?
But it's not because you're afraid that a guy is gonna.
No, my wife don't play.
Oh no,
my wife don't play. You can't even look at my wife.
Too long.
Yeah, you look at her. Yeah, she figured it out. She got it figured out.
She like
she got it. Yeah, she got it. She got a minimum. Boy, she know how to get them up off her.
And see, I'm the opposite, right? But I still get up. Like I'm nice, but I'm firm.
My wife is not
like
nice.
You know what I mean? Like
I see that.
Like I'm nice, but I'm firm. Like like I'm friendly to everybody. Like I smile to everybody. I make everybody feel welcome. But like I have boundaries,
right?
And like I know that. So I know that's a problem in my life. Like you know,
but you be the boss at work. You
you be the boss.
You be like, you know what I'm saying? The manager under the manager.
So
like
they is tripping, you can fire them. Like you the one be like, okay, you tripping, you gotta go.
You the opposite. You the opposite of 9 to 5. Kind of. Yes, I'm just saying.
You're in charge. Qiana's in charge. Hey. Man, the re-entry simulator yesterday.
Oh man,
great job. I'm still on like cloud 9 as a result of that. You know, as an organizer, right? So you have your anxieties and your worries and your nervousness and all of that. And man, when I walked into the building yesterday, everything just like really fell in place, man.
I want to say this. It was so amazing. Like I got there late, right? I was running late. Boom. When I pull up, I'm trying to struggle to park. I got a couple parking spaces that I park in when I go to the foundation,
right.
To the equity center.
Yeah, you got a spot. Like you know where, where to park.
You got your little dot spot.
Ain't none of my spots in the place. I'm like, what? I had to stretch out and park, and then when I got in there, it was amazing. And I like how you had your policymaker hat on. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
Even though you wore several hats.
I mean,
in the
process, bring it all with you,
but you did a great job, man. Big shouts out to the voice of the people, King Jab, Anthony Williams on paperwork. This man came so clean.
Ooh,
the board of health. We already call him the health inspector.
He came.
We already call him the health inspector. He came like the board of health in there, man, and just laid it flat.
What's up, man?
He just laid it flat, like
And he kicked us off. So the first question went to what was
the? Do you know what the first question was?
What are some of the barriers to re-entry?
Yep. And
I mean that's general. I'm generalizing, but like that was kind of the theme of that first question. What are some of the barriers?
Diversity of the panel was perfect, right? Yeah. So you had a re-entry specialist from DOC.
Yep. Shout out to Patrick Mahoney. He's the director.
of re-entry. Okay. And you had district council member John Muhammad, right? Yes, then you had the voice of the people, right? Directly impacted. Yeah. This person being hit hard. Then next, you had an activist / lobbyist.
She's academic. Yeah, so she was an academic and lobbyist.
Yep.
Because she worked with.
Yep. I heard her talk. I know him because
the language.
The language. You know what I'm saying? So she knew from a statewide perspective,
right?
And then you also had the lawyer.
Yeah. Professor Judith Scully.
Big shout out to Professor Scully from Stetson College, because when you look at it, the panel is well rounded,
right?
As far as what we're talking about, re-entry. How does it impact you? There's the impacted person. How do we get through it? There go the person who puts you through the re-entry,
right.
Like the head of the director.
Give us some statistics and data, and
then he go the guy that he go your district representative when you get back home.
Yeah,
he up there.
Oh yeah, it was.
You get what I'm saying? You ain't look at it like that. I looked at it holistically, and I'm like, you know what, God, this is a well-rounded, and I like how the panel respected each other.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
You can tell that it was a mutual respect for each other. How the dialogue kicked off and how, because everybody didn't agree with each other.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't like that.
That means we was being honest.
Yes.
Because if everybody agrees, somebody ain't telling the truth.
I like when Jab just cleared his throat and said,
yeah.
I was at the listening session, and she said, I'm glad y'all here because y'all the voice of the people. He said, why y'all here then?
Yeah.
Why they ain't hire me?
Right.
Yeah.
He said that.
Why y'all? He's like literally drop.
I know he said that.
It was an eerie silence, and you heard somebody clapping in the back.
It wasn't even like the one clap. It was like somebody in the back was like, yeah, that's right. Because they might have been somebody who didn't get that job.
Listen, it was so on point because he raised the question in a room full of people who make those decisions.
Yeah. He really did.
Man. And one thing about Jab is gonna apply in real life.
Oh no, he's shooting shot.
No, in real life he is because he knows he's qualified.
Yep.
Right?
Yep, he got the management experience. The man, listen, he ran a street team. It was like 60 on.
Yeah, and he was moving it, man. And that was the other part about it that again he set the tone for it when he came up and I wasn't ready. I didn't know like Jab came with slides and everything.
Man had a PowerPoint presentation.
He was like, put it on the screen, Dean. And I'm like,
listen, the man had a PowerPoint presentation, man. Listen,
like, you got slides.
When you ready, you ready. Ooh. See, when you ready, you ready.
He's passionate about this, right?
It is.
And because he knows, and what's different from Jab than other people, Jab came out with a clear plan, right? Good morning, Jab. Like, yeah,
great job yesterday.
He came out with a plan, and then he found somebody who supported him, and he allowed her to support him. You know what I mean? He allowed, and I say this because a lot of men who come out don't allow their partner to play that role to help transition you into success and to be the person you want to. And then he had a good family base. Right. He
support system.
A good support
I think
system.
they talked a little bit about the support system yesterday.
But people have support systems, but you have to allow.
You got to use it. Yeah.
You have to allow your support system to support you.
Yes. So if you getting out of prison, or you know somebody that got out of prison, this was an event around reentry where we CEOs, managers, hiring directors, people who were in the industry, case managers, intake specialists. I mean, tax collectors. I sat behind a bunch of gold badges. Yeah. Listen, I'm listening. If I wasn't a part in like when I was at the door, I was claiming it. I'm listening. Yes, sir. You didn't register. My logo is on the flyer. See that? You see when you see that? Yeah. That's me. I don't gotta register. Yeah, that's right. I just be playing, but we having a fun time at the door, and it was a proud moment. That's why I said that, because it just when I hadn't even been in yet. Right. I was just trying to park. Yeah. And I was
circling the parking lot made you proud.
Listen, by the time I got to the door, I was telling Harold, register? What are you talking about?
Right. Let me tell you what this it remind me of too, and like you need both of these. The Law Fest and the reentry. You know what I mean? These are two components that we need in our society, in our community, to make sure that we're thriving. Because
there is keys to you're right.
It really is. Like
comedian Damian Davis.
It's keys to the puzzle. I really like that. Yeah. I ain't look at it like that.
Yeah, but it was. I mean, again, you're right. The panel was amazing. The simulator was great. People were giving their testimonies. One of the things too that really stuck out to me that I wasn't prepared for, because again we simulating first 30 days, and when you get
out,
right.
And shout out to Eric Jackson, man. They support always.
Yeah, Story 727, the whole team, man.
And he did it, and I don't think he would mind me saying it, but he was like, yesterday he realized that he had a lot of unaddressed trauma. Yeah, because just going through that simulation. It
brought it back,
and it brought it back. And he's like, he's been out 12 years and he didn't realize how much unaddressed trauma he had just with navigating that process and with that system. And he sat there and he talked about it, man. And the assistant regional director for the Department of Corrections, Stephanie Perry, shout out to Stephanie Perry. She was the facilitator. And when she walked out, she was like, man, you changed my life. Like what he said to her, impacted her on a statewide level, because he literally, you can see he was crying inside, but you know how he is. But it was like he had a moment, he had a real moment, and he was like, y'all kikiing and laughing.
Yeah, but this is real life for people.
Real life for a lot of people.
Yeah, straight your face up.
This, man.
Yeah, straight your face.
And so, but it was amazing. And we had another brother Wally. Same thing. He's did 15 years, got out 2 years ago. Said he's still dealing with it in real time.
And how is he? Because
he finna move. He said he got to move. He said he can't afford to stay here.
Yeah, got to find opportunity.
So
he said he leaving the state of Florida.
You can't afford it.
He can't afford it, and the job that they're giving him
don't pay for the living
because of his back. And he said he got a violent charge. So
and the violent charge is just
one of the things I do is open a business and kind of.
You really do have to open it.
You got to be multiple streams when you one of the things. If you look at a lot of people with violent charges, those heavy trafficking charges, because some of them trafficking charges are kind of considered violent. Yeah. And moving, all that dope. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And one of the things you got to do, you gotta mingle, and you gotta mingle. You gotta have a job. You gotta have a business open. You gotta have a side hustle. You get what I'm saying? You got to be on the computer. Look at them boys. Look at them boys who making it. Yeah. Once they get their feet in the ground, they dig in on that thing. Right. But you got to kind of.
JJ was good.
You really do.
You got to kind of drive the car.
You got to take.
I'm laughing because I see JJ on here. He was here, right? Yeah. So it's a part of the simulation where you could take a chance, right? And sometimes you win with the chance. Yeah. and sometimes you don't with the chance. And you in the simulation, and like if you struggling, you know, you walk by the chance table and you walk back by it, and it was a few people that took chances and won.
Yeah.
And so when you see somebody take a chance and win, you take a chance, and now you end up in jail.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Because it's like the simulation got to.
Yeah, they put you down.
So you know, me and Jabbar was having an offside. I think it's okay, like an offside conversation about the streets, right? And when you get out there, it's like a 10% chance that you're gonna get caught, like when you first cop in, right? And so it's a big chance that you can go out there and kind of gamble, but you never know where you're gonna fall at in that coin.
I was gonna say it's a mystery chance. You don't know if you got the 10%.
Really don't know.
You don't know if you got the 90%.
The chance is not published.
You don't know where you fall.
You might have lottery odds, and then you might have 50-50 odds. You don't know what's going on.
Most people think when they first, and we're talking about the streets at this point, when you first get in the game, you think I'm new.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody.
Look, and you might have beginner luck.
Right. And but when you do, this is.
Some people lose hard that first time. Like it's crazy.
Some people do, because you might walk into an investigation.
Right. Walk into an indictment.
Right, and you don't even know it, because sometimes you thinking I'm new. If they're gonna get me, I got a couple of years, because they got to do their research, do all this other stuff. I ain't moving nothing, but you don't know who you moving with.
Right. Jay said it was real life.
Listen.
Real life, man.
I came in, a couple people was in jail. I ain't gonna tell them. Listen, I'm gonna keep a couple
I see you.
They straight me up. I walked in here straight. I came the next day. I came back like I was looking for a job.
I want to say that while we laughing, but that was what the intent was, man. Look, Jay said he ain't Shane. He say me. He didn't take a chance, and I looked over. I'm like, he was like, man, I was struggling.
Listen, and it's for real. One of the things was like people go and sell plasma. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that was
and I told them, I was like, listen, y'all, you know what I'm saying? And we was, you know what I'm saying, I had smiled, but I'm like, I got a homie, man, who at the plasma center right now, y'all.
Yeah, like
this is real life.
Yeah.
This is not. You know what I'm saying? Kind of bring them back to the ground.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, hey, y'all, it's he, but yeah, man, I got a homie right now.
It was definitely well done, well thought out.
Yeah, well executed.
Well executed. The facilitation, again, shout out to the Department of Corrections, man.
Yeah.
They did real good at taking feedback on how to improve the simulation. Matter of fact, they said the chance table came as a result of the feedback from one of the simulations that they did.
Yeah.
Because
you got to take a chance.
It was like, okay, wait, all of these options that I got here, but my option that I'm looking at, as I'm looking at this paper and what I got to do and looking at how they treat me when I come in this door, like it's another option for me that y'all ain't got.
They got an option to start a business.
No, they ain't have
so now when we give them feedback,
that's right.
One of the options is gonna be start a business, and inside of that option is gonna be start an S corp, start a sole proprietorship, and usually, what type of business. And then if you start a certain kind of business, you're gonna get an easier way through.
Okay,
and you're gonna tell you most people who are. And so, correct me if I'm wrong, most of the people I see that has been successful have started their own business.
Yeah, you got to cut that.
I want to take this comment from Will.
Go ahead.
Jab said I went nowhere near the chance table. That was the first thing. That was my experience too, Jab. When I went, I was like, I know better than I ain't messing with that chance table. He was coming around low key sliding your little stuff. I'm like, no, I don't even want none of that. I don't want none of that.
That's how you get it too.
Take a chance. Hey man, you just found, because they give you a card to say you found
a watch,
a wallet or a watch. Yeah, you found a watch. And then they got a pawn shop over there, so you can take the watch. I'm like, nah, I'm good on that, man.
I don't wear the watch to my job in there.
But Well said, salute to the support by the brotherhood of Anthony Williams, but standing ovation, his woman and his mother, who has been by his side and supporting, even in the simulation, as if it was real time. Well said.
Yes, that was dope. I seen that. Yeah, that was dope.
Just to I love Black love, right? Yeah. I love to see us love. I'm big on family. Y'all already know that, right? And so people don't understand how important it is to have a healthy foundation.
Definitely a cheat code.
A healthy foundation get you a lot of places.
Yeah,
right.
Definitely a cheat code.
It really, but
if you ain't got it, build it,
and
they will come.
And if you got it, cherish it.
Yep, that's right. And one of the
that's real.
One of the takeaways, and again, the intent and the purpose for why we was doing it was to deal with like the forward facing people, because one of the questions that came up was like policy and statewide.
Yes,
and
you handled that nice.
What can we do? And it's like, okay, that's I'm not either or. It's like both and. We need to be advocating at the state level, but it's people in the room who can make administrative decisions
that can help our
community right here. Yeah, you can change policy. You can speak up at the board meeting. Like when y'all having y'all brainstorming sessions, like there's opportunities for you to do it. And then in the simulation, it was a woman who was a former tax collector. And she said, she basically gave a story about how she was able to provide a returning citizen with some information on how they can get their fees and fines waived. And it's like, that's what I'm talking about. Like we looking at this high level systems change, which is absolutely necessary. We're going to continue to push for that.
But in the meantime,
where you at? If you inform,
where you at on the board, and so hire somebody.
So where you let me say this: where you at? If you listening to this is your brother John over here, right? And so next November, remember,
but listen,
your brother John is the one over here really
from
making
the
an impact, right? Really, he's listening to everybody in his district and outside of his district, because you don't have to be in District 7 to go to District 7.
Oh, this meeting was a statewide powerhouse meeting. This was something on the level to me, right? Because when like I said, I came to the front and I sat down, and then when I turned around and I seen who was there.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I seen all them gold badges, and I said, you know what? And then I seen what happened on stage. Somebody got something.
Yeah, I think we changed it.
Listen, somebody. It's because.
So it sounds like it's something you got to do again.
Who was on it? Yes,
we do. We do. And we work.
Mark the calendar.
We thinking maybe spring, maybe in March, because I think March may be Criminal Justice Awareness Month.
Okay.
So y'all stick around for that.
And the Palladium.
I got to give a shout out to Don Scott Jr. with All City Solutions, Horizon Company.
Yes, Don Scott.
Don Scott Jr. He's the brother who I met when I went to the Tampa Bay Criminal Justice
30 days prior.
Yeah, I met him in October.
30 days prior.
So what you saw yesterday was a 30-day turnaround.
Listen, for real.
You got inspired. Like you went.
I went and I experienced it, and I was like, man, we got to bring it.
Listen, he got out and got in the car. He called me. He was like, man. I'm like, what?
And look, and before I went in, I called Jab.
Yeah.
So I was on the phone with Jab when I was pulling. I'm like, I'm finna go to this little thing, man. I'm going to this little thing, man. He's going over here, Tampa. It's a Criminal Justice Summit. I'm finna see what they talking about. I went in there and was like, whoa.
Blown away.
Walked out, called Mr. Edmond. Then I called Jab. I was like, Jab, we doing it again. And you got to be on the panel. You got to. And he was like, what? I was like,
listen,
he
started putting it together instantly.
He put it together like when I walked out of the building.
Instantly. He started.
And you know who else started doing that slides? Jab.
As soon as you said he was going to be on there, I got something for him.
He was so ready, man. And again, man, being on a stage like that, being as transparent as he was, because of, a lot of that stuff.
Boy, he was
like,
transparent. Good word.
He put his whole
life. His
whole background.
Yes, criminal charge like stuff,
and just his experience.
Yeah,
and the way he like walked us through it. And then when he said, "Google me," and he was like, "Put my whole name in," and when you Google him, the first thing you see is like him versus the United States versus. Jab.
Yeah.
And he was like, that's what employers see. So how am I going how do you stand a chance when that's what you're facing? I was like,
listen,
God, man.
I really want to say like everything was hitting so on point, because like when they said you can do something, that was like a message to the people in the seats.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, hey, you hiring director, hey, you jobs coach, hey, you CEO director.
Mm-hmm.
You can hire a returning citizen. You can give a person the chance that you need.
Right. And I'm gonna tell you, the chance is still, you take a gamble with anybody
every person. It
doesn't matter if they have a background or
every
not.
Person, yes.
Every person you hire, you see the people who go and shoot up the buildings.
Never had a record, never been in jail. Went and bought the gun yesterday. You could the job employee.
Right.
Hey.
But you never you take a gamble with everybody you hire.
Yeah.
I don't care how squeaky clean or how dirty they are.
Yep.
Because you never know what's gonna change them or how they're gonna wake up.
Or the snap or when they fall down.
The fact that that you're trying to weed them out because they
Of a
have a
record,
past.
yeah.
Right.
And one of the things that I got, because I got something from there. I learned. I swear I learned. And one of the things I learned when it was like, everybody's in a different space. Mm-hmm. Right, every returning citizen in a different space. And King Jab, watch this. Yeah. King Jab said, man, functionally illiterate people. Yeah. Right. He spoke about a person who's making a living, but is functionally illiterate. Yeah, can't really read. So somebody had to give this man a chance so he can shine. And the man shining in his field with his with his challenges. Right. And that was an amazing story. So something about when you tell a story. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And Jab, listen, because it got in my head. You told a story, and he moving like this. Now he the electrician. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And okay, how do you know what to do the next day? Because I know what they bought. I see the, what I'm saying, got the wire.
And we talk about all it's transferable skills.
Yep. Right. Yep. That's what you out there too. Yeah. Listen, that was a slam dunk yesterday. Yeah, it was. Transferable skills, the skills that you can take from the streets or from the illicit gray area world and bring to the other side, and it help you be successful. Right. I tell my homeboys this all the time. A lot of times you have the it factor, right? And you don't know you have the it factor. You think you just a hustler. You think that you just getting money and this is how it goes. No, you have a factor within you that makes you excel. Right. And whether you are selling that or selling this or whatever you may be doing, you still can excel just as much. Yeah. You can excel just as much selling cars as you did selling birds.
I've seen, you get what I'm saying? We seen it in politics. You know what I mean? We hire a lot of people that's from the street,
and they get it,
and they go in there. They get the most signatures. They get the most. They got charisma.
They flip the switch.
Yeah, you're right. When you talk about flipping the switch, I used to love to watch you flip the switch. So like when we first started going out,
you gotta tell me, but I don't remember.
We're gonna have to flip our switch really quick, right?
You gotta take a flip.
But we don't
go nowhere though.
That's right.
We gotta still continue this conversation. We got a lot of other stuff in the
we got
next
Ask Qiana. We got some headline news.
Would you rather?
The Ask Qiana is a trip too.
Oh wow!
So we got Ask Qiana coming up after the break. We got some headlines. We're gonna talk about the guy who was the riverboat chair dude.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Let's talk about it.
Hey, okay, don't spoil it.
It's Christmas pajama jam party. How y'all need to buy y'all tickets?
I told you I got me a polo. I got me a polo pajama set.
Okay,
just for this occasion. I was giving all a hard time. Pajamas.
Yeah.
Pajamas.
And then it went out and got a pair. Look at that power persuasion.
So listen, stay tuned. Clock in about 5 minutes after the hour if you have to leave.
Yeah, but stick and stay.
Yes. Tag a friend. Tell them they're missing out if they're not here.
Go pull your cup. We'll be right back.
Part of the challenge the world faces. But some experts are saying this agreement is not enough to limit global temperatures to the target of 1.5 degrees Celsius that will avoid the worst impacts of climate change.
Israel is looking increasingly diplomatically isolated after the UN General Assembly
least, it pledges to transition away from the use of fossil fuels in the battle.
For real, dog. You gotta be like Mackin. You gonna get turned down.
Yeah, we're back.
We bringing you right back. Like we didn't stop the conversation.
We did.
Oh no, we really
going.
We didn't.
And we're gonna invite y'all back into the conversation. Welcome back to the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother John.
This is Qiana,
and I am the one and only Edmund.
This program is being brought to you as part of the New Image Project of the Community Development and Training Center, aka See That.
See that.
And we'd like to thank y'all for tuning in to help us to redefine what's cool, because
smart is
the new
gangsta, baby.
And if you don't know,
now you know. Yeah.
And so, thank y'all for tapping in, man, this morning. We recapping the reentry simulation yesterday, the panel discussion, and the simulator, and really reflecting on personal stories. And one of the things that came up during the conversation was housing as one of the barriers. And Mr. Edmund, would you mind sharing what you just said about, like, when you was coming home? Was that something that you thought about?
Yes, but so what I was saying was, having those family members. I had family members. I had my sister. I had family members in place. You know what I'm saying, to kind of catch me and make a softer fall. Right. You get what I'm saying? And one of the pressures of trying to figure out this and that and this and that, I ain't necessarily have. It let me make a couple more less panic decisions.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So like Qiana was saying, reach out to your support system.
Yeah.
Reach out, and if you ain't got it, build it.
Yeah.
Build your support system. Meet you some good people, and make sure you have the focus of, hey, I'm trying to build a support system. I'm trying to support you. Let's support each other.
Yeah, because I believe everybody has some type of support system.
Yes.
Everybody,
I mean, it's everybody different. Everybody different. Some people
returning citizens are not monolithic.
Yes, listen. Some people hit the ground hard.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah.
Ain't got nothing but the $200 and not even the ID to cash the check.
And then the type of charges that you have when you hit, that's going to determine in some cases where you can live, where you can go.
Right.
You know what I mean? How your family like I ain't messing with you because
your charges.
Yeah, your charges.
You done dropped the ad. Now it's cold.
Yeah, I'm not cold. Just like I just need to cool off. I was hot this morning.
But like you say, you build your support system, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Usually
think about it. Focus on it.
Even in like the system teaches you not to trust.
Yes.
Yeah. It is what's on your mind Wednesday.
Yeah, it is. It teaches you not to trust. Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
Hello. This your boy comedian Damien Davis out there like Granny Panties, man.
What up with your boy?
Comedian Damien.
Well, good morning. I was hearing what y'all was talking about the getting out and the reentering, coming back into society. And like I wanted to chime in on that. When I got out from doing 6 years, my main support was my wife and my sister, or mainly my wife, because she had this little situation.
Right.
And she knew how detrimental it was for me to get out and get back into the world, to get into the realm of things. And and the main thing about before you get out, you got to make the change within yourself before you get out.
That's
before
right.
You can be productive. So when you get out, you got to change your perspective of the way that the things you look at things before you get out and re-enter into society. You know what I'm saying?
That's
Peace
right.
and being behind closed doors should bring clarity of what you need to do. So once you change your perspective and change your mindset before you get out, that's the main factor to help you when you get out. And the main thing you got to realize, when you do come back into society, you got to get yourself straight first. You can't worry about the kids. You can't worry about family members. You can't worry about all them things that you would take care of before. You got to take care of yourself. If you can't do nothing for yourself, you can't do nothing for nobody else. There's a reason I is before you in the alphabet for a reason. So the main thing is getting back into society.
Wow.
You got to change your mind before you get out of prison. If you got the right mindset, change your perspective, whatever you want to do, you can do. Because, back there in prison, man, because you look at a lot of guys in prison, if you could deal with it in prison, you could be patient in prison. Prison going to teach you the main thing is to be patient. You got to be patient, wait on money, wait on stuff in the commissary line. Anything you want in prison, you got to be patient for it. So if prison don't teach a man nothing, it's going to teach him patience. And that's the best quality and attribute you can have when you re-enter into the society.
I love
Man,
that.
No, I
thank
say
you
I
for
joke
that,
all the
bro.
time, but I can be serious
No,
sometimes. So
no,
yeah,
No,
I know
dog.
this is
No,
just
thank you for that, dog.
That's
All
a
right.
great addition, man. I'm glad
Yes.
you lift that
Yeah.
up. Thank you for calling.
Yes. Patience.
And that's the truth. And it's just like I said, it's so much just in the conversations that I was having yesterday. One of the brothers said, and he said he couldn't do the simulation either because he was like triggered and keyed in. He did 15 years, got out 2 years ago, and he said he had an experience in the grocery store.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about.
He was like, he went to the grocery store. Brother Wally, he said it publicly. So Wally, he was there, and he was like, he went to the grocery store with his people, and it was like so many people in there. He said, and then he in line, and this dude like
too close. Yeah,
and he like, man, hey man,
no,
back up off me, and like he like really ready to do it.
Yeah, that's one of them things.
He said he didn't know how to use the EBT card, so he trying to like pay for stuff, and he getting frustrated because he like can't use the card and ain't doing right, and then people looking at him getting impatient. So now he like, okay, well, you know, like his instinct is like, what, like you mad with me? I'm mad with you. You know what I'm saying?
Run it.
But and then at the other simulator, his brother was saying, you used to people shopping for you. Like you used to them provide. So now you in the grocery store, you got all these options. And it's like, okay, I ain't never really, like I didn't have a lot of money. So I didn't have a lot of commissary, like a lot of options. They just brought me what I was going to eat. So just thinking about every day what I'm going to eat. Like, it was like a struggle for him that they didn't consider. And I'm
I couldn't do the simulator either yesterday.
Yes, sir.
So it is. Like I said, I filled out a lot of job applications. And like I took the simulator real.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about when he pulling up to him with the application.
Right.
I ain't talking about the email application. I did a lot of them too.
Which is another.
So
another,
I got help because of so many, denials.
Right.
That I could just send an email.
Okay.
And it would save me gas and time. You get what I'm saying? So that drop it off. Hey, yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when they see you, that gets you already throw it in the garbage.
Yeah.
So sometimes when it's just the email, that's what I learned by not having a FU pay me email.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Having the right email address.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, not
so
texting red 22.
Yeah. Back
at Yahoo.
Back that adds up.com. You get what I'm saying? You can't. Because people looking at that as they're looking through your resumes and stuff.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So, and then that got me a couple more looks. That got me a couple more interviews.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So it's frustrating. It really is. And you gotta have that patience.
What I seen when Damien said, like a lot of people get out, they have that mindset like it's a fresh start. Cool. And you can see
they don't give you the fresh start.
But you can see the happiness on them when they come out. And you see the optimism. And then when no. And it start to chip away at them. You know what I mean? And then you start to go and like, is it really worth it?
No, not even for real. Like, and then try to go back to where you came from.
Because you be like, okay,
you feel it's easier.
But it's not.
It's we talk this is what we talk about.
But it's not.
You taking loss after loss after loss
over there, but you know this, so you're okay with the loss, so you keep on.
You're not okay with it. It's a loss that you know.
No, that's why.
You know it's losses in the game.
Yeah.
And then you're not expecting those same kind of losses on the other side.
Legit. Like I'm trying to do right.
Yeah, but
why am I losing and I'm doing right?
No,
like
it doesn't work like that.
Great idea, and you think of like the highs of this great idea, right? And I was just talking to somebody, and I was like, just think about it. Great idea, but it's not gonna be what you think it is.
The hills and valleys.
Like you think that you're gonna come out doing $200 a day. You're not.
Right.
I don't care how. Like I don't care.
$200 a day.
I'm just saying.
That's bossed up now.
But I'm telling you, like, but I'm not saying that you can't get there.
Yeah.
Right. But typically you're not, and I don't care what people tell you when you don't have it. They tell you once you get it, I got you. But when you get it, they ain't picking up the phone calls because they just gaslighting you at that point.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Call her.
What's on your mind?
Go ahead. Introduce yourself.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
All right.
What's good? Listen,
one of the greatest things, I couldn't stay for it all, but is I was listening to the different people talking as they was going through this. And some of them, they was kind of taking this, and I guess that's what people probably, whatever. But the biggest thing is the understanding that, hey, when you in prison, your needs get met. When you get out of prison, your needs ain't getting met as far as your basic living. And I remember the one guy specifically saying, hey, man, this messed up. They should have did this before We even got out. And then the other dude say, I made it through the first week, but it's no way possible for me to make it through the next week.
Yeah. Yeah.
The ends ain't gonna meet. I can't make it through the next week. And that's the reality of when you come home. It's how you making your ends meet with nothing.
Right.
It's like trying to play Monopoly and you ain't getting the $200 to go past go.
Right. That's right.
How you gonna pay rent when you land on any one of these squares? And I think that's the biggest hurdle that people don't understand. It's the basic of trying to get just your credentials in order, but how do you get the resources to make your ends meet? That's gonna make you revert. Sooner or later, pressure gonna bust a pipe, and you'll be back at that chance table.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate that. Thank you for being
there,
man.
All
it's
right.
always good
Yes,
to see
man.
You
It was good seeing you, bro.
Yeah.
When I walked in, man, I'm telling you, I seen so many familiar faces and so many people that I don't know.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So it was like, man, all hats off to you, bro. It was an amazing event.
It is.
You know, it was a quick run to the finish line, but y'all pulled it off.
30-day turnaround, man. I was like, but
y'all pulled it off.
It was God's grace. You know, he put you where you need to be when you need to be.
And everybody who need to be there with you.
And
everybody who need to be.
I know we don't subscribe to all here, but I do believe that most people want to live a good life the right way.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Just figuring out how and having the opportunities, because even when you figure it out, the opportunities got to be in place. You know what I'm saying? So some people have those opportunities. Some people take advantage of them. Some people don't.
Right.
Some people don't get the opportunity. Some people make the opportunity. So you got to.
And there's some people who just love the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Just
talk
love
about
it.
that too.
They just love it. It ain't nothing you can do about it. And
they hooked on it.
They hooked on it. That's who they are.
It's
like Ghost and Tommy.
But
Tommy loved the lifestyle.
Yeah.
And Ghost, he wanted to
get out the life.
To get out and change it and do something else. And Tommy like, no.
I was gonna say one of the issues is in a common everyday life, you don't have like the importance. You get what I'm saying? Like sometimes in the streets you have gravity. When you walk in, everybody know who you is. They know what's up.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Yeah. There's an aura. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And when you leave it, the aura feels diminished. You get what I'm saying? It don't feel like, oh man, you want to never try me like that. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
and then,
I do. And I'll say this, I'll relate that to politics. And like I can see how this stuff can get to you in that same way.
Yeah.
Like because you think about it in the streets, you have that presence, people defer to you, they recognize you.
They calling you because they need you and you got importance during the
some
day.
people feed on that, like validation or whatever. And it's the same way like when you become a public servant or an elected official. And I see why people like I don't see why they do it, but I can understand a little bit more of like, okay, because all of the perks, all of the stuff that come with it.
It's intoxicating, it's exhilarating.
It will. If like you let that stuff get to you,
you
pull up, they're addressing you, council member. You ain't got to stand in line. You know, you got a cone in front of the spot that you gonna park in.
Yeah, because
you know what I mean? They feeding you first.
That's exactly what it is.
All that stuff can get you like caught up.
No, but people stay in toxicity and toxic relationships, but regardless if it's business or personal or any of these things because of the perks.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's just so crazy.
Huh?
What you mean? Because of the perks of the toxicity.
No, the perks is like the toxic.
Like them benefits, like what I was just saying. Like,
okay, the benefits keep you in. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
the recognition, the
validation. So the respect,
like
bottom line.
You see people who marry celebrities, right?
Yeah.
And they don't like it. But when they leave, it's not the money that they miss. It's the
spotlight, the energy.
I can walk into it. I'm Prince's wife. You know what I mean? I'm in the front of the line.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm Michael Jordan's girl. So you know you get first. As soon as you out of that, you don't get them perks no more.
Yeah.
And people are addicted to that.
I think we sometimes we got to know you're still important. Even when you don't feel like it, and when you enter a room where don't nobody care about your rank, they don't know your past, they don't know how many stripes you got, and you walk into that room, you get what I'm saying, and it start from go.
Yeah.
Let me introduce myself. How y'all doing? My name's Jabbar Edmond. That's why I start with all the Shawty Sopranos and all. No, hello, my name is Jabbar Edmond.
Right.
How you doing today?
Soprano is the alter ego.
It's a persona.
And you take on that. Like people don't understand. You start to take when you
you
have
do.
different
Yeah, you
names,
take on that.
You take on that. Shawty Soprano sagging and all that.
How does Shawty Soprano show up? Like
you know what I mean? And so when you say that,
not like
you
don't show up like that.
You take on.
But you were so right.
You take on that person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I tell people, like I like this person, but I don't like that person.
Yeah.
Like, and that person don't like me. Same person.
That version of that person
do not like
the nickname.
Me.
I like your full name. That's like the Robert Kelly. I don't like R. Kelly.
Right.
We like Robert.
Right.
Well, you know, like
Robert, you like R. Kelly. I like R. Yeah.
But they take on the persona.
Yes, you're so right.
And you got it.
Yeah.
Listen, and it's
trying to live up to it
because that's who you
don't get trapped.
And that's what happens.
That's a trap.
You have to be a different person.
Yeah, that's a trap. Don't get trapped.
To survive in
the
that
persona.
And but I'm gonna tell you what the difference is between the Tommies and Ghost. Is Ghost has something bigger to live for, something more. He had his family, he had his kids, and he had something bigger than himself. Yeah. So that's why Tommy, if you look, he's single. He ain't got no kids.
Oh, okay.
He don't got.
I hear you now.
You know what I mean? So it's only you that you out here living for. So you don't think of the future.
That's philosophy. That's the philosophy of having a bigger purpose.
Right. When you have something, a bigger purpose, right?
Yeah.
It changed your outlook in life.
And it changed your actions. It changed your goals.
When you start thinking.
You move different.
When you
because of the higher goal.
Right.
You see, like you might have a kid and a wife and all that other stuff, or a husband, and you out in the streets, you doing all this. The first time when your family might be affected for real, it makes you sit back and look like, whoa, hold on.
Yeah.
And some people take hold to it and some people don't. But most people who really start to change their life, it's because of the bigger purpose. Yeah. It's not about them.
No, and it's
I like that.
A lot coming up for me just in this conversation, just going back a few clicks about the prestige and the persona aspect of it, right? So I did a tour of the Sanderman Center. So I went over there one day last week. You know, they starting to run together. So I was over there last week or the week before, and you know, I'm doing the tour. And again, you know, I'm just like I'm trying to just be a regular person in here,
fly on the wall.
But nobody. They don't let you just be a fly on the wall because it's like a big deal. Our council members here, so everybody's council members. So as I'm leaving, they had the mobile van out there, the USF mobile medical unit. And so I just walked up to them and they was like, how you doing? I'm like, I'm just being nosy. You know, what y'all do over here? And I walked through and she was like, you want to come in and take a tour? So I'm like, sure. You know, let me take a look and see what's going on. She don't know me from Adam. And so I'm walking in and I'm walking through and I'm like, man, this is amazing. And then I thought about it. Another meeting that I had, they was telling me, like, you should connect with this person. They got this mobile unit. But that's things would have it.
It's right there for you.
Because I'm out here, right? You know what I'm saying? So like you ain't got to make a phone call. Like, I'm here where it's at.
Right.
And so I'm just walking through. They showing me the thing. They got the nurse practitioners in there. They introducing me to the staff and telling me what they do. And then at the end of it, and she was like, well, what brought you here? And I was like, well, I was here at the Sanderson. And I gave them a card. And she was like you can see everybody straighten up and they, you know, and then she went and whispered to the other lady, this is the number. You know what I'm saying? And then they asked me, you know, they was like, well, why didn't you say you was a council member? I say, well, you know, school I come from, Muhammad Ali said, you watch how people treat the janitor.
Right.
Because if they don't respect the janitor, you know what I mean? Like, I can't trust your respect for me. So I show up as the janitor. And she was like, oh, wow. And it just felt so good to be able to see, like, okay, this is how y'all really treat people. Because you really don't know who I am. Because if you would, and that's what I'd be trying to get out of these tours and when these pop-ups. Like, I want to see how y'all really treat the people.
How you really feel. What's really going on.
And that was
because you don't want nobody to know that. And I like
because you're gonna treat me different.
And I don't want you to treat me different.
I want you to treat me how you treat my people. And that's why the simulation for me, I kept driving home the point. Like, there's a lot of y'all front line and you treating the people wrong and you don't realize how you're
triggering.
It's triggering and how you handling the people
and you don't know
it plays a part in the decisions that they make when they leave.
He left your interview and went right back to the trap.
How you treated needed him. But if
he pulled right back up to the block.
And it wasn't just you; it's a combination of all these things.
And that was the last straw.
So like we talking. So I think I can publicly say. So I talked to a few people, like when they did. Never mind.
Hey, I was gonna say this. Like what would have benefited me when people turned me down for jobs, giving me a tip. Giving me, hey, what I could do better on my resume, and don't get me wrong. Some people have took that time to write an email or say, hey man, I ain't hire you because of this. Maybe if you do this, I'll give you another look in 6 months. It's a way to do it
to give you that.
And a lot of times you just ghost them, and now you ain't picking up the phone. You see my number. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just trying to see, hey man, I want to know. I'm just following up on my application. I'm just doing the protocol. I'm following up on my application. How you doing?
Will respect and be like, okay,
we ain't hire you. We went with somebody else that had a little more experience, but we may have another position coming up soon. So keep checking the website. Just something,
but not just
hey, I ain't picking up the phone. We ain't we got one felon on here. We ain't hiring another one. Right. Come on, just ease back.
He said, that's why one of my famous sayings, if you haven't heard no 1,000 times, you're not asking enough.
I'm telling you, you have to have that thick skin. That's what I said before the mic came on.
Yeah.
Because you have to be resilient when you coming back, and you got a record, you got to pass or whatever. You have to have thick skin. You have to have a lot of ass. You got a lot. I mean, I had to put so many applications in.
Right.
It's so crazy. And I never got hired from an application.
But you look at you get what I'm saying? But you end up making your own way.
But you get what I'm saying? Applications didn't get me the job. The application was a formality because they already decided they wanted to hire me.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? And
yeah.
You get what I'm saying? It was just a formality so they can have it on record at HR that I put an application in. But the reality is we got to really keep going, keep pushing, and keep stamping at it.
I don't want to harp on it, but we said we was talking about it before the break. When I was telling you about how you flip the switch, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it was just amazing to watch when we would be, and this is like going back, I want to say like 2014, 15, 16 is when I really saw you really do it, right? Like I was aware that like it was, you went from like one mode to a whole nother mode, and we was canvassing, we was out canvassing, and then it was like you just kind of, I'm doing this in my mind, like you just got like something, and then boom, you came out. Hey, how you doing? I'm like, and I'm like, who is this guy? Like, what happened? We just walking and talking casually. Then we get to the door. He's like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, yeah.
Hello.
What's on your mind Wednesday?
Hello. Well, call back, caller. Sorry.
But yeah, it was just because I saw you do it, like literally flip the switch, like we walking, we talking, and but then he knock on the door, we get the lady open, he like, hey, how you? I'm like,
she's somebody who don't like crowds, who don't speak to anybody, just real quiet, and get it down and be like, and they be like, such and such. Okay, yeah. Hello, caller. Introduce yourself.
Here's what's on your mind Wednesday.
Hey man, you better slow them little fingers down, little lady. You come right in talking and hanging up on people. Hey, this King Jack.
The voice of the people.
This
King Jack, man. How y'all doing this morning?
Yeah, bless, man. Man. How about you, man? How you feeling?
How you feeling, big brother? The morning.
Hey, man. I thought real hard about this, right? Because people kept asking me how I feel, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if anybody really know me, I was an artist, man. I was in the music.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And that was ended because of, we was indicted by the feds.
Ex-con, right?
And I never, Ex-con, we had the record label. I was really a big executive on the label, making things move behind the scenes.
That's real. The big executive. I like that.
But
ain't too many big executives now. That's real.
But they asked me how I feel, and I'm pretty sure, Jabbar, you can relate to this, man. Like, I feel like, bro, I got my opportunity to perform in front of a sold-out arena, man.
Yeah, boy, you did it. Well, yes, sir.
Wow.
I like that. You took off.
Yeah.
No, and I took off, bro, and it was like, was you nervous? I'm like, nah, I wasn't nervous. Like, once I sat down, it was over with.
Bro, you hit all the bullet points.
I love it. His process too. So he walking through the foundation with his earbuds in and showed me he got picture me rolling on there.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I was grown.
And when he showed me the song started playing in my head, and it kind of shook me out of my little, because it's a big day, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay. Yeah. And when he showed me that and he pointed to his ears, I'm like, okay.
And but you know what?
I'm good.
He been training for this moment. Yeah. Like, he was prepared for this moment. So it take the nervousness out of it. When you take a test and you done studied for it and everything like that, you're confident when you sit down.
Hey, Jab, I want to ask you about this PowerPoint presentation that you did. Cause you really you everything you said each time you said it, because I seen you was waiting for the mic. I seen you had the mic in your hand. I think Professor Scully was talking. You sitting there like this. Oh, I got that one. Hold on. Okay, go ahead. And then when you said it, you was like, yeah, boy, I think legislation. I'm thinking legislation, and the legislation should be. And then you said statute of limitation should be on the back end as well as the front end. Yeah. I heard the people. I felt them say, I felt them.
Yeah.
It was
an
aha moment. Yeah. It was like, well, dang, it is a 20-year statute of limitation. Well, you got 20 years to get it right.
Yeah. And we got to really look at that. Like that.
Right.
And that was powerful, brother. I mean, the whole thing was
well, amazing. They lay out that legislation, and I think they kind of be laying it out like we kind of like really like we dumb. And we can't figure it out.
We don't understand it. Yeah.
And I go back to the moniker, like, but y'all done heard my frustration. Because I done said it many times, why we always think we ain't smart enough, bro. We always think the people that we got around us ain't smart enough. We got to go get an outside entity to do what we can already do ourselves.
Listen,
and I think we kind of proved that to them yesterday, bro.
Man, when you said
we smart enough to do whatever y'all can lay out, it don't even matter.
Just like James Brown said, I don't need you to just open the door and I'll get it myself.
Listen, when you
but you got the door closed.
When you said
open the door.
When you said you was at the listening session.
He just opened the door and I got the rest.
I got it from them.
When you said you was at the listening session and then the person said, they glad y'all here. I'm glad y'all here because it's the voice of the people here. I'm glad y'all came. And you turned around and told them, well, why y'all ain't hired me?
Yeah.
And that was so on point because we're here about hiring returning citizens and you want to hear our voice so bad, but you're not putting us on the payroll. Yeah. You're not giving us the salary, right? You want to give us a stipend. You want to mail us a check.
I got familiar with that a few
years
ago.
You want to mail us a check that don't equate to the work that I've done.
Or you want to volunteer to death.
Or you want to volunteer to
death. That was John Bailey. He said he been volunteering for 2 years.
Listen.
He got in a position that
I volunteered for probably 5.
Yeah.
Like to be
volunteering.
Like just to be 1,000. I probably did.
But you got it. So I'm not saying nothing wrong with it because you got to do. But
yes.
But once you start coming to me, you know what I bring to the
table. I looked at it like Mr. Miyagi and Daniel's son thing.
Yeah.
I was coming over. I was gonna help Brother John paint his house. I was gonna help him paint the doggone gate.
I'm hanging up, Jab.
You get what I'm saying?
Thank you again, King.
I was going. You know what I'm saying?
I looked at it tomorrow morning at 9 for the voice of the people.
Voice of the people right here, 99.1 Jams. But you get what I'm saying? I was like, I came knowing, you know what I'm saying, that I was gonna be willing to put some work in.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? To learn this skill, to be involved, to be engaged. So you got to kind of know. Some work you got to put in.
You got to put some work in.
It is
get some skin in the game first before you get the.
The other part about putting skin in the game and the benefit of volunteering is it helps you figure out what you really want to do.
Yep. And you learn.
Because as you're volunteering, you can see like, okay, you know what, this ain't really what I want to do.
Yeah,
like,
you learn.
I can't see myself really operating this way.
So I need to go find another group or or not quit. Because some people do.
Some people just quit.
Baby out with the bath water. Boy, I ain't with that. Boy, I seen what they was doing over there. And I'm like, hold on.
And when I think about this, I tell you. So, when people say that, I'm like, listen, you done had a bad haircut, but you don't stop getting a haircut.
Exactly. Yes. You find another barber.
You find another, so you you just kind of go to something else that works for you.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
All right, y'all. So let's do this.
Okay,
let's transition. I want to talk about this. So the man who used a folding chair in the riverfront brawl was guilty of a misdemeanor. So a man who wielded a folding chairs in a widely publicized fight this year received a suspended sentence and community service. We talked about when he was charged with it.
But did they waive adjudication?
That's a good question.
Him?
A man filming a film swinging a folding chair during an Alabama riverfront brawl this summer pleaded guilty to a misdemeanor disorderly conduct charge on Monday. The guilty plea resolved the last of the charges that were brought in connection with the brawl. The man was ordered to perform community service and given a suspended sentence. The August melee in Montgomery drew national attention after bystanders filmed white boaters hitting a black riverboat co-captain and then black crew members and bystanders rushing to his defense. Video of the fight was widely shared on live, sparking countless memes and parodies. Many of those memes focused on the folding chair swung by the black man who pleaded guilty on Monday. So they also resolved his case, and they're saying that 4 white boaters were charged in connection with the fight and pleaded guilty to misdemeanor charges ranging from harassment to assault. So the last of those charges as a result of that have been handled, and he did some community service.
A bunch of misdemeanors. It should have been some felonies. I ain't gonna say, but
yeah, this should, but
a couple.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I think
all's well that ends well.
Yeah, and it was recorded, it was video, so it's ways that you can go about things, and
man, the man
it's a way to do everything.
I'm blaming WWE. The man been watching too much SmackDown, and he seen his chance. Hey, he seen his chance. Hey, he seen his chance. He's like, I don't see this all my life.
I've been waiting to do this all my life. He gave him the business that year, like he had been waiting to do it all his life.
I ain't even mad at him, so there you go. I mad at him, so he doing community service. The views that's expressed is of Qiana. So
we don't condone violence.
No, we don't. But if it was community service, then we're gonna get the
chairman.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I ain't gonna lie.
You said the chairman.
Listen.
We redefining what the chairman means.
Hey, so listen. My first volunteerism came from community service. I did so much community service, it was crazy. Yeah. Trying to get that with adjudication with hell. And stop playing.
I remember when I had to do community service, I ain't take it serious. I just went like and
I ain't taking it serious either.
I just wouldn't. I ain't really do community service. Like I was on the clock, and they, you know how it is when you know people, and they're like, okay, just come, you just go sit over there. I was like, I think 17, 18.
That's what
they used to be like, okay, I'm supposed to be doing community service, but it's like, okay, I done picked up a little bit of paper, and then I still got 2 hours. They're like, man, boy, just go over there, sit down.
I did community service. I did community service one time. I did community service one time, right? And I thought about this. So when you go to college, you get those scholarships and you get those programs. A lot be in there around community service and doing something in the community. And I think that was my college days.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Going through the community service.
Yep. Before I get my degree in the streets.
Before you graduated. Right? Did you take night classes?
Yes, I did day and night classes. I was a scholar.
Day and night classes. I was a scholar in the School of Hard Knocks, man. I took night classes too, bro. All right, and so we do have an Ask Qiana question. I think we can end on the Ask Qiana. And then, like I said, man, y'all tap in again. Another round of thanks for everybody who participated. Thank y'all for y'all.
Yes, great work yesterday. And everybody, Perk, Urban League, Foundation Equity Center. Y'all did a great job, Miss Amina's for the food.
Oh man, that chicken and gravy was amazing.
Big shouts out to the whole equity staff. Qiana, Scam. You listen, and the homies, man. The homies in the back, man. Big shouts out to y'all holding it down. Y'all keep doing a good job, man. Because these kind of things, what makes the Equity Center truly equitable.
That's right. That's exactly right. I'm trying to find this question that we got.
Why you do that? Listen, the Christmas pajama jam party, right? Listen,
talk to me.
I need everybody to go get your tickets. They start at $25.
Okay.
Right? We're partying with the cause. Bring a gift as well. We're adopting families. We adopted 2 centers.
What you recommend for gifts? What?
So you know what? We got one family. Anything, because. Puzzles, anything. We're adopting. So not only let me look at this right here. We got a family of 6, right?
Okay.
The mother says she's not really worried. She got a 21-year-old, 23-year-old. She say they not really worried, but we want everybody to smile. So if you bring them something great, but then she has a 13-year-old, a 6-year-old. Yeah.
That's helpful.
Yeah, so we're gonna put that out there as well. So like a 13-year-old girl, a 6-year-old boy. And a 10-year-old, and one more football. The centers that we adopted with the people with disabilities, they're asking for puzzles.
Okay,
like 300-piece puzzles, 1,000-piece puzzles. On some of their lists, they ask for Diet Coke.
Okay, wow.
You know what I mean?
Like, okay.
Honestly, the things that these people
take for granted.
Right? These are the things that They're asking for snacks, some Debbie snacks for Christmas. I got some lists out there. I got a list of like 60 people from Louise Graham and another center. And honestly, everything on their list top maybe $300. And that's if you want to like be jacked.
You get them two or whatever they want.
They're just asking for the bare minimum things. You know, a jacket.
Right.
Christmas, a CD.
Okay.
You know, things like that. So you can bring out anything you want. Nothing's going to be turned around. It's all going to be used. We partner up with Story 727. So they're bringing the families to they're getting the full families and the information so that we can make sure that we do get the families what they want if we can.
Okay. Date, time, location.
Okay. It's at Savant's.
Okay.
On 2nd. Okay. It's next Thursday.
Yeah.
The 21st, next Thursday from 7 to 11.
Okay.
Like,
I like how you said that. You ain't do the date. You said next Thursday.
Next Thursday.
You
right?
The date, you think you got time. But
right, yeah.
That's for
Thursday.
That's for functioning illiterates.
Right.
And I ain't laughing because I can make things happen.
Right. And we got tables. Get your table. 6 people come in. You get some extra perks. It's going to be some food. We got a good DJ out there. We're going to party. Wear your pajamas. So, yeah.
It's Speaker 727 and he will appear. Eric Jackson, thank you for tuning in. We're talking about the event coming up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, well, since we're talking about events coming up, man, I want to give a big shout to the whole Childs Park Neighborhood Association. We have holiday party coming up. I got a flyer that I post today. Big shouts out to the whole staff, Sister Muhammad, Sierra, Tresselin.
Yeah,
everybody shouting, Miss Tomlin, everybody that help us make things happen at Childs Park. Because if it wasn't for y'all, some of this stuff wouldn't happen. So, I said some of it because we'll do some of it. We couldn't do it all. We'll be still doing something. But yeah, so put your soul in it. Youth shoe giveaway.
Okay.
Gently used shoes. Saturday, December 16th. It will be at Headquarters Barbershop. That's 3153 Central Avenue. And if you have some slightly used shoes or some new shoes, go out and buy a bunch of $20 shoes, $40 shoes, and bring them to us. And we will give them out. Big shouts out to the sponsor, to the 10th Power, Walmart, Florida Rising, and everybody that put this together. Keisha, big shout out to you. Big shouts out to Erin McFarley because she's taking sponsorships and gifts for kids in Childs Park. So we have a list of families. We have a list of families from Childs Park that has took part in our last couple of giveaways that we're going to call them back with more gifts.
Okay.
Right? See, they ain't know when they signed that sign-in sheet, you became a part of our list of people that we will help.
Right.
We'll look out. We're going to send you an email. We'll send you a phone call, and we're going to try to help your family this Christmas.
And Jab just said Agape has a shoe donation as well.
Ooh.
And like, listen.
Link up, message.
So you heard. So
there's they got shoes for the giveaway.
Link up,
you heard
message.
Really good stuff, right?
Yep.
You got your giveaway. We got our Christmas party.
We giving it away.
And if you don't want to show up to the pajama jam,
still give it away.
You can still come.
I'm gonna get some puzzles. So I ain't a big Christmas person, but I do be in the giving spirit. I be helping with giveaways. We be helping do stuff because it ain't about your religious or your philosophy. It's all about, do you care for your community and are you willing to help somebody in the community?
Right. That's really what it's about. It's about the community being the community.
Yeah.
The neighbor in the hood.
The neighbor in the hood. The community being a community.
Right. And because some people really believe in it. And I hate to see the child or somebody goes in and didn't get anything.
Yeah, or they just got a little something. You can come and get a little more. Right. Because listen, we ain't just saying, you got to be destitute.
Right.
If you just need some help. You know what I'm saying? Well, I ain't asking no questions. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't asking you, did you get something else from somewhere else? If you went to 10 giveaways, God bless you and your people.
Right.
And that child. I don't care. I ain't asking no questions.
You do have people that be tripping on that. You go to all the giveaways. It's like, well,
listen, man.
My reality
I got a person in my phone. I call for all the giveaways, and she go to all the giveaways.
That's right.
Straight up. It is what it is. Hey, we got another one. I'm finna send it to my door.
And then Damian Davis has the biggest Christmas comedy show on the 23rd.
Okay,
December
the biggest
20th,
Christmas comedy show.
Kitchen Boys.
Okay.
All right.
Love it.
All right. So what is the Ask Qiana?
Ask Qiana.
Okay.
All right. We got to switch gears now.
Okay.
Just get ready.
Lord.
It's like that?
Yeah, it's like that. So,
Okay.
dear Qiana,
Uh-huh.
while playing a drinking game with my husband, I found out he had a same-sex encounter while in college. I'm still in shock and not sure how to process this. Any advice you can give would be helpful. How can I navigate these emotions and address the impact they are having on our relationship? See that pregnant pause?
Yeah.
That's the hell.
I told you.
That is. Oh.
I'm gonna mind my business.
Ooh.
I'm gonna mind my business. The only thing that you can do, the only place you can stay is out my business.
So here we go. First question, is infidelity a problem in your relationship?
I would think just say if it is or if it ain't.
Let's say if it's not, then
Gotta go.
just let it be what it is.
Yeah,
It's something that
you always-
happened in the past, and that doesn't change who your husband is to you. So the foundation that y'all build, is that shaking it up? Like, does he still come and show up for you? Do he still treat you right? Is he still paying the bills? Is he still the husband that you married because you found out something in his past that you don't like? Because I know there's something in your past that he probably don't like as well that you might not have shared. Right? And then I'm going to tell you also, and even though it will probably shake me to my core, if I found that out, I would really have to sit down and think, like, is this enough to make me lead the life that I'm happy with? So are you happy with it? Were you happy with this relationship prior to finding out that?
This is how you navigate these. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Because you don't make decisions off an emotion. You got to sit down. And I say that, feelings are not facts. They're real, but they're not facts because they change with the wind, right? That's kind of how I can't tell you to stay or leave, but what I will tell you, you got to sit down and realize what's more important to you.
Okay.
You know what I mean? The foundation of your family, does that change because you know that?
Right.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Say that one more time. It's the foundation of your family change.
Yeah, if it does not change, you know what I mean? Is it really that significant?
And
then in a marriage, on top of that, I want you to say that you should feel blessed, and because you're supposed to be vulnerable and be able to tell your partner any and everything, and he felt comfortable enough to know that this was a safe place to come out and tell you something.
Okay.
And you want to think that you don't want these secrets, and now you have somebody that opened up to you and told you something that happened in his past. Should he be dinged for that?
Okay. I hear that. Because what that do is, like, now you go back into your shell. Like, your response to the way that he revealed it gonna determine whether or not they keep revealing other things.
Because we just this is the flip side. We on the other Ask Qiana, we talked about the guy who found out that his girl was a prostitute and doing drugs. This is the same thing.
Okay.
You did what you had to do, or something happened one crazy night. You know what I mean? And then boom.
Yeah. I was listening to that too with the Galaxy girl, the prostitute. You talk about how he discovered it. That was a trip. Y'all go back and watch Mondays. That was a good Ask Qiana on Monday. So I think that's good advice when you talk about, because I think the core of the question is what you really hit at. How can I navigate these emotions and address the impact that they're having? And I think the questions that you gave can help kind of guide what the decision is.
Because what is the impact? Because now you're... What
is the impact?
What is the impact? Other than you're questioning your husband's sexuality.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's where it's at, right?
That's the impact. Yeah.
That's the impact. You're questioning his sexuality.
Okay.
Gotcha. And so that's why I say the first thing is infidelity a problem in your relationship? If it's
Damian Davis, it was cold that night. Oh my God.
But you know, if infidelity is not a thing in your relationship, there's nothing that you have to worry about. If your husband is stepping out and y'all have a problem with him cheating, then now you raising your eyes.
So there's other factors and other considerations.
Right, that you come in where then and then honestly, sit down and ask him, do he like men? Is this something that you want? Like, these are real.
Look, since we talking,
Yeah, let's talk about this. Like,
since we talking, let's go ahead and talk about it. Wow.
Yeah, like I mean,
talk about it.
Is it, wait, what does it say?
It came out during a game night.
Okay.
That's what it said, because they was drinking. They was, but regardless, it came out.
However it came out, it came out.
It came out.
Yeah.
And again, all I can say is you do the pros and cons and realize the thing that you want the most. Does that stop you from loving your husband? Does that stop your husband from loving you?
Jab said he can't go play ball or nothing now.
Well, only person that know is him and his wife.
Yeah.
And that she go out there and tell, and if it happened, it might have been in a whole nother state. Nobody even knows here.
Right.
Because a lot of times people accept a lot of stuff people do. It's the fear of what other people are going to say about you.
Yeah.
For accepting it.
Right.
It stops you.
Because they start saying, if I was you, what I'd do.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this, when they tell you that behind closed doors, they're doing everything they telling you that they wouldn't do.
Right.
I done heard people like, I'll never beg nobody. That's what happened in relationships. One person done, the other person not. No, I'm not ready. You do that. When you love somebody, you fight for it.
Yeah.
I don't care what they tell you, what they will not do. And unfortunately, cheating has never really been the reason people leave. It's the disrespect that you can't accept.
Right.
You know what I mean?
You asked the question, what if the game night was with others?
Okay.
That don't really change anything.
I mean, if it is with others, like, I mean, honestly, I also say the two people in a relationship defines it.
They tough in this chat, boy.
What they say?
Damian Davis, what did it say? Can you see it? It's small on my screen. She went from wife to sis. Just like that.
Stop it.
Wow.
So, fellas, what y'all say?
I agree with you. I think, like you said, it's the questions that you posed on how to navigate it, right? Mm-hmm. And you say this all the time. It's the two people in the relationship that define the relationship. Right. And so if you're having a good relationship and everything is well, this is another one of those things. And like every relationship, you're going to have, your highs, your lows, your peaks, your mountains and your valleys. And so if seeing this as a valley, then you just remember, okay, down is not always down. It may be preparation for up. And this could be an opportunity for y'all to come closer because, like you said, the transparency, the honesty, for somebody to, for him to come out and actually acknowledge and admit that. Mm-hmm. You don't know what it took for him to get to a place for him to do it. It might have been the alcohol and he just felt like, okay, I'm finna just say it tonight, or whatever. But not having secrets, I think, is always better. That's one of the problems I see in a lot of relationships is those hidden communication lines, not being upfront and not really expressing yourself fully with your partner. And so if you got a partner that's willing to do that, consider that as you make your decision on how you move forward. And
to answer your question, what if other people was at the game? Listen, everybody got something going on in their relationship. Mm-hmm. Everybody got something that's not perfect in their relationship.
Yeah.
I don't care how perfect it is. There's some imperfections over there. So at this point, you don't leave your relationship because what everybody else say, because they gonna go sleep nice with their partner.
I just saw a post. It said
while you were home alone.
Here's a post I just read this morning. It said, don't let a person who gave up on their marriage talk you into giving up on yours.
Right.
Right.
Bars.
Don't let a person who gave up on their relationship talk you into giving up on yours.
Because I'm gonna tell you, misery loves company, right? And I watch, when you watch these reality shows and all this other stuff, I've seen it how bitter people keep their children in that same space.
Yeah.
Like and I'm gonna say women, like a bitter baby mama, and they have their daughters, they teach them that same bitterness.
Right.
And it hinders them.
Yeah.
It hurts the relationship because their outlook is so skewed, right? That they don't allow nobody else to give them a chance. It's just like the returning citizen who doesn't help let their support system help them because their guard is already. So all they see is the negative, and you don't see the good stuff that people are bringing to you because you have these glasses on that's so dark.
That's like a phobia or something, or pessimism or something. That's something that's like there's got to be like a prognosis or diagnosis for something like that, because it is like linked in a lot of different aspects of life.
I don't
and
think
places.
people just wake up bitter. I think it's
No.
some pathology.
That's why I say, that's why I say
leads
pessimism,
you to a place where,
and then something else.
It's the trauma. It's the trauma that you have, and you've been taught to not trust people. You've been taught, like, if you've been burnt by iron, you don't want to touch the iron no more.
You have,
and I think that's the other part. I was listening to something or watching something, but the trauma of being betrayed. It's something that you don't really process a lot, because if you trust in somebody and you have a relationship and you have agreements and understandings, and when they break those agreements and they betray you in a certain way, like, that's traumatizing. And a lot of times the way people deal with and respond to betrayal is to never trust anybody ever again. And that's a horrible existence.
And
you gotta have somebody that you
I'm gonna
trust.
Tell you.
Nobody. Really, nobody.
And you hear the music, you hear the people, you hear the music. Don't trust nobody. And you wake up so angry. Oh my Lord.
That's bad advice.
I know it has to be draining for the person who wakes up and had to look every side and question everybody around them.
You can't trust nobody. That's hard. That's hard.
And I'm gonna tell you, it's a way of life for some people, because of being betrayed and being burnt so much. And it's a defense mechanism.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? And it's okay. So I don't get hurt and I don't go too far off the deep end.
But I'm going to tell you, but you end up hurting yourself trying to protect you.
But then, I was just going to say that, because then you turn the person who's for you against you, and then they fulfill your dream.
Prophecy.
Yeah, what you worked out.
But then you end up getting hurt.
Yeah, because you set it up that way.
Yeah, because that's suspicion. In the Holy Quran, it says suspicion in some cases is sin.
Mm-hmm.
Because you consistently putting this suspicion out, which come with accusation, and it's like, it may be founded or it may be unfounded, but just the fact that you consistently accusing somebody of something is problematic sometimes. And another part of the Quran, it says that if you accuse somebody of something and they're found innocent of it, the time that they would have got, that time would go to you.
Right.
You know, so you be careful with how you accuse.
Yeah.
Because what happened is, a good person, like they say, a dog get tired of being mistreated.
Yeah.
And they very loyal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so what happened is, you accuse, and they may not even be doing nothing. They just tired of being accused.
Yeah.
And so they leave.
Oh no, that's why you left, because you know what you did.
And it just validates.
You know what you did. You know, I knew I was right. Ain't none of y'all. Ain't nobody's no good.
You got some people that'll be like, okay, well, since you accusing me, I'm gonna do it anyway.
But
that's just, you just wanted to do it.
Hey, I was just gonna say, listen, don't you say you did it, because I told you.
Somebody else actions should not change who you are.
There you go.
I might as well. They had a song. Then Keisha Cole had a song. I might as well have cheated.
Ooh.
It ain't go like that. It ain't go like that.
All right, we got like 2 minutes. Okay. A minute and a half.
So
that would not be my final statement.
No, in this minute and a half, I want to just real quick. What y'all think about Andre 3000 new blue song?
The who?
Oh, the Flutes. I like the Flute album. I got it on rotation.
Thank you. Me too.
Because they say the frequency he's playing at does something for you on a metaphysical level.
Yes, sir.
You heard him talk about it too. He was like, I was thinking about an album. I'm not in that same place. What am I gonna rap about?
Yeah.
What really, like, you know what I mean? He's grown. He's mature.
Right.
So
there's a lot he can rap about, but I get what he's saying. Because now at this age, like, this is the age of social commentary. Like, now he can be more responsible. He can talk about lessons learned, experience.
Right.
Like, so there's topics that he can cover. But I get where he's coming from. He's just not feeling it, and so you don't want to force it. You know what I'm saying? And you don't want to put out a project that you had to force yourself to do. And so I get that. And that's the beautiful thing about success, is when you have those types of luxuries where I don't have to force myself to do something that people expect me to do all the time. And he did something that he wanted to do. And I
respect that. Listen, I like that better than like some of the depressing music that's out here that's being pushed everywhere. Final thoughts, fellas.
Man, it's been a great ride. Again, I said it before, but I want to say thank you again to everybody who support all the work that we're doing. And I mean, 2024 is going to be a banner year for us. And so we're going to be reaching out, man, consistently asking y'all to tap in. and so I'm just excited again. And yesterday was, was just a great moment. The turnaround time, the support, everything just went the way that it was written in the script. And so, and that's in a large part due to the support that we get from the community. So thank you. There's more that needs to be done and needs to be said. So thank y'all.
Okay, y'all put your soul in it. Youth shoe giveaway, gently used shoes, December 16th. If you got some gently used shoes, or you want to kick in, I want to buy like 10 pair of shoes. So if y'all got some, let's kick in, man. Let's buy some shoes. We're gonna give them to the youth for the holidays. Big shots out Keisha for putting all this together. 10th Power, Walmart, Florida Rising. Let's get it.
All right, be the change you want to be. See, write down those 5 things. Get your tickets. Businesses, if you on there, buy a table. It could be a Christmas party for your employee.
That's for real.
Buy a table, do
let's
something
hang and swing.
Yeah, we hanging out. We're partying with a purpose. We're going to make sure that the community have a good holiday season, not just the kids, but the parents, everybody in the household. So, yeah, I hope y'all go ahead and get that. And that's it. And then stay tuned because we got Sister Hughes.
Make you lose your shoes and shout all around the house. Total praise coming up next, y'all. This has been the Tampa Bay Breakfast Club. I'm your brother, John.
This is Qiana.
And I'm the one and only Mr. Edmund.
Yeah.